I got a feeling that you got me covered too. I got you covered. I got you covered.
Well, hello everybody. I'm sorry I was running a little bit late. Just couldn't get the body moving and uh, these iBud files. The Josh got me for Christmas. He said if I didn't throw them out, he was about ready to throw them out. We had ring lights sitting behind the computer and they were kind of falling apart slowly but surely. Hi, Caradish. I'm glad to see you, hun. And they were kind of falling apart. I don't know if the lighting looks better. I think it does. It looks more, I think, real to life, I guess you could say. And what's nice about them is they come with the remote. Now there's two of them set up behind me. The thing is, I guess the crazy thing about it is that there's two remotes and apparently I can only use them on one to adjust. The other one I have to adjust from the back. But I think the lighting actually looks better. It looks more even with they're kind of like light pads instead of ring lights. And I think the lighting actually looks even better. Hopefully it'll hide some of the wrinkles, right? We can hope, right? But I think it actually looks better. Um, and we got rid of the ring lights because one was shorting out on us, and the other one, the little ring thing that goes around it, was falling off. And these are weighted, so it'll be a lot better. It's just I thought, oh great, I got remotes, right? Hi Samantha, and I can alter, do them, but I can't because when I press the one remote, it'll alternate between the two. So I have to set one up and then I control the other one by remote because I guess they're together. So anyway, the other ones went to the garbage dump because they had just had it. An update on the computer. Sometimes God closes doors. The computer we were looking at has since departed. Josh is looking for another one similar, so hopefully he can find that. Hi, Nancy Smith. So if we can, then that's our alternative, is to get just a basic computer tower that's going to go do nothing but go on the internet, and that should stop me from doing these whole I crochet doing these whole things where I kind of escape out of the picture, which I don't like doing because I think what's happening is it just needs that. This computer's getting older. We can't afford to build a whole new one, but it's the step in the right direction. And we want to, hi, Sandy Wendy, we want to invest that in you. It's about $100, but we're going to go ahead and do that. But, like I said, I really wanted to wait till after the first of the year, at least the first, so we could take it off of as a business expense for my mom. But Josh is looking for another one and we'll find it. So hang tight with us. If you see me exit, I will come back in, keep talking to yourself, and eventually we got these nice little lights. I'm telling you, they're neato. I like them. I like the I think it gives a nice lighting. I'm really excited. I can make this blue if I wanted to, guys. I got plenty of colors now I can change it to, but I won't do that tonight. And they're actually softer on my eyes, which is really good. I'm giving kind of everybody a moment to get in there. Softer on my eyes, which for somebody that suffers from migraine, yeah, I'm glad to see that. They're not as harsh. Um, so I think they look fantastic. What a wonderful Christmas gift. I used my microphone this morning when we were going off to church, and then you all were able to hear me. So kudos to husband for looking up these things and getting me. I guess they're light pads instead of light rings. So um, that was wonderful. So just bear with us, and I guess probably I would say in the next 2 weeks we'll at least have the other computer, and that should stop the whole thing with with the what's had you with the issue with the computer. I'm hoping. He said he thinks that probably will make the difference. Excuse me. I'm going to post this, guys, and I'm going to post it with the preference of this. You don't have to, but this is going to start being in our lives. Um, oh my goodness. And somebody actually, a relative actually helped out. So it did. It's I'm going to post this. If you cannot contribute, we're not asking you to, we understand. This is my aunt's GoFundMe account. It's kind of been nobody's really contributed for about 2 months or about 5 months, and a relative of hers just contributed. She's not able to work. She has end of the month bills, of course, or she has bills coming up as she's not able to care because of the cancer. So this is Patty's GoFundMe account. I'm going to put it here in the chat. If you can and feel led and wanted to contribute a little bit just to assist her as we're trying to help her so she can just enjoy what little time she has left. If you are unable to, totally understand. If you could please do me the favor, if you have social media and you feel like you want to, please take that link. Hi, Kara. Please take that link and place it on your social media and share the GoFundMe page. The more we can get it out there. Last night, one of the, she messaged me about 1 o'clock and talked to me for about 45 minutes back and forth. And so it was hard to go to sleep. And she said, well, I think we should just start a whole new one. I said, no. So I think we should change the picture. Well, the picture is not going to do it. It's the story behind it. We're just trying to get her to the point where she doesn't have to worry. If it wasn't for her daughter helping her, I don't know if she'd have a place to live right now. So if you can't help in a financial way, I understand that. Hi, Crafty. But if you can at least share it on your social media, I would appreciate it if you feel comfortable. No pressure. I want to put it out there. No pressure whatsoever. I'm doing this. I want to say this real quick when I'm saying that. If there are other people that have GoFundMe pages, hi, Miss G. I want to walk that extremely carefully, because if I open the door for anybody that does have a GoFundMe, that may cause trouble or so forth down the road. The reason I am putting this in the chat or even putting it in the description and why we're doing this is because this is for my aunt. I think it will certainly have to be on case-to-case basis. And I will have to think, if I do it for one person, then I'll have to do it for everybody. So please understand that the reason I'm allowing the GoFundMe, hi James, the reason I'm allowing Patty's GoFundMe account or GoFundMe to be put in the chat and be put on it is because she's my aunt. I want to help everybody that I can, but we have to walk that kind of carefully, and I'm sure you all understand why. But again, no pressure. If you can't donate and help a little bit with anything, we understand. But if you have social media and you could share it, let's get that GoFundMe out there for her so she doesn't have to worry, because that's stressful. You don't need to be leaving this world and having to worry about, roof over your head or anything right now. She just needs to worry about enjoying what life she has left and enjoy precious time with her daughter. So, and her birthday's coming up January 10th. So keep going for it, Patty. And you're certainly been here longer than most doctors thought you were going to be. You're a fighter and you're going to have a blessed birthday. And I'm very glad. So with that being said, we're going to talk about goals. And I found an article, and I'll put it in the description of this video. And I don't like put 2 in the chat for anybody that hates the word resolution when it talks about New Year's. How often have you set a New Year's resolution and about 2 weeks into it going, oh, that was a fail? I made a joke for New Year's Eve, right? be a New Year's resolution because I felt it's a joke, right? Um, and a lot of people are saying too, right? Um, you know, they said it, right? They said it, and then they sit there and go, "Oh, I didn't make it. I didn't do it right. I didn't um, have the, whatever it is. I didn't set it, and then it just I know I was going to do this and this. So let's change this instead of saying resolutions because most New Year's resolutions fail. Let's change it to goals. Let's even do it better. And I said to people today, I have several, and I'm going to have you all help me be accountable to them. Now, here's one thing that has to be structured in that accountability. If you are dealing with a chronic illness, you have to give yourself a little bit of stretch room. Okay? You can say, these are my goals. But if you're hoping to accomplish them in 2 weeks, you may have to say, I'm going to give myself another month. I'm going to give myself a month to accomplish what somebody would be able to accomplish in 2 weeks because I'm going to have to put in the days where I'm not doing so hot. And so you've got to take the pressure off a little bit, right? You have to allow yourself to say, breathe a little bit, right? And allow yourself to come into it with, we're going to set goals. So we're not going to set resolutions here. But if you feel comfortable and you have a goal or some goals you want to put in the chat, we have the Lifeboat Beacon group. If the Lighthouse Beacon group, if you're interested in joining that, I know some people did ask for, what was it? The Blessed Cookie Connection, and I will put some cookie recipes up tomorrow because I've totally slacked on that the past couple of days. I didn't have any more, and I just need to put a couple in there to kind of see. Hi, Mon. How are you, hun? So if you are needing that support, this is our main group for Blessed to Crochet on Facebook, is the Lighthouse Beacons. If you need that extra support where you need to be have just kind of peer support, right? This is a good place to do it. If you've got some goals, thank you very much, hon. If you got some goals and you feel comfortable enough to share them. One of my goals is to be much more consistent. What that means is I have a tendency to be a procrastinator, and we're going to have a topic on procrastination. One thing that we're going to do is start putting up a community tab for you all to come up with topics that you want to discuss. Now, we may not always be, up on the biggest thing to feel equipped to talk about them. But you know what? We're going to stretch ourselves next year a little bit, right? And if you want to talk about them, we'll talk about them. And if there's something that we don't feel equipped to talk about, maybe I could put the word out and get somebody that has the skill set to talk about it, and we can have some help with that. So we're going to have a community tab that's going to be put up on a certain day, so it's consistent. And you guys can go and start putting topics that you want to have, to talk about and discuss. But one of the things that I'm really going to try to do is be consistent. Now, where I have to give myself some leg room is the fact that I would love to be able to say, we're going to do lives at 7:00, and I'm just making up a time right now, 7:00, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. I wouldn't do that because my other keeper comes on around that time, but I'm just saying. The problem then lies that if it's 7:00 or 6:30, I really fought to sit in this chair tonight because I was sitting there going, I was really tired. Because Josh was having struggles last night, and then Patty, and then I woke up in the middle of the night, so I'm really tired, and we had church and everything. So, and I did try to take a nap, but hoping I sleep tonight. But with that being said, I have to be able to say to myself, I'd like to set a schedule live, but I'm not going to put that pressure on me. What I am going to do is say, okay, this is when I would like to do a live this week, and do it on a week to week basis, which means that those times may change. And this is wonderful to see people talking in the chat. Remember, the magic happens in the chat. It doesn't happen behind the camera. If we can set those consistent times and have some flexibility, like tonight we were supposed to come on at 7. I could not get up until 8 to make it and do and sit here and have this discussion with you all. So having the consistency of having that done, but I can be consistent, and we can be consistent on some of the other things we do. One of them is we're going to get caught up with, hi Jaden, with Saturday quote reflections. We got to get caught up with that. And we're going to release November's tomorrow, December's on Tuesday, and get back on track. Those need to be recorded a month in advance. And I need to pick my days when they're good, when I'm in a good day, to sit down and record them. So it means that I tend to procrastinate and get busy crocheting. And then I'm like, I've got to do this. Oh, it's Tuesday or it's Saturday at 10 o'clock at night. I don't want to do them now. And then before I know it, 1 week goes by, 2 weeks goes by, 3 weeks go by, and then we got to play catch up again. And I don't want to do that. So being more consistent, not procrastinating, finding, not necessarily sticking to a necessary schedule, but maybe finding a way to do a schedule and rewarding myself, right? Progress. I love it, Crafty. Finding a schedule that's going to work for me, that I don't feel like I don't know what it is. I always kind of feel, hi, Jason P. Hi, brother. I always kind of feel like when I'm in a schedule, I'm all confined. And I don't know what it is. I just don't like that. I like to have wiggle room, and I guess it's just who I am. But we can do this and do it. So one of the things is I'd like to be more consistent. Another goal of mine is to get Mama much more into knowing how to use Canva, being able to be more consistent on, having her help with more of the stuff and doing all that. I need to sit with her. Excuse me. I need to sit with her and have and show her how to do that so she can take some stuff off my plate, and I need to be able to do that more. So I think asking for help is another goal, and getting her, she's involved, but getting her more involved. I'd like to be able, I sit here and say I need to drink more water. Well, this is going to happen this year. Of course I say that, and then no one New Year's resolution, well, it doesn't happen. But I need to make that something of a goal. I just dropped my phone. Hold on a second. I need to make that more of a goal. That I'm drinking more water. Maybe I need to also take a goal of saying, okay, well, you've sat for a couple hours. Now you need to try to at least walk for 5 minutes. Another thing also that I would like to do too as well is be able to get Josh and me to the Y and the pool at least twice a week. So that's another goal I have that I want to see happen. So there's a couple of them that I want to be more consistent on. Now, I know that and not for everybody, but this is just one thing we're doing. I have this devotion, which I think that we can all use a little help with. Peace. It's by Billy Graham, and it takes us through the entire year. This is a real lofty goal, but it's something that I'm going to do, which means that I've got to sit and record every day, which is fine. And I think part of my problem is when I get this computer can sometimes be a pain in the tuchus. Right now it's doing really good, so keep it up, computer. And I sit there going, I got to fight with this computer, and I don't want to fight. I think when we get the other, and I can get to things quickly and get them done, without waiting for things. It's just so slow. I think it'll be easier. It won't be so frustrating. But that's one goal I'd like to accomplish. And that means I think it will really help me be consistent, is help have those recorded, and maybe on Sunday sit down with Mama and have us do one together, but have those come out. You can probably see, well, Christmas is over and you still have Christmas decorations up. Yes, and they're staying up for the next little bit, because we have ordered the Advent journal for next year. And those things are going to get recorded this year so that they're done and ready to go. So being more consistent is my big goal, not a resolution, because this is going to be a work in progress. It is not going to be, oh, well, New Year's is done. This is, instead of doing a New Year's resolution, which in my head says you're talking about one day. That's why I did the thumbnails, 2005 goal. Now we got a whole year, right? We have a whole year instead of just sitting there going, oh, New Year's resolution. One day, maybe two, if you count New Year's Eve, right? You just have those 2 days. So if you set it and said, these are my goals, in the sense of my goals are here, the ones I really want to accomplish here. These are the ones I'd like to try to accomplish over here. And if I get to these, wonderful. But if I don't, I'm not going to beat myself up for it. I think we need, almost kind of like when we did the can attitude. I think if we kind of set up 3 buckets. A must, I want to try, and these are extra little bonus ones. And if I don't get to them, I'm not going to beat myself up for them. They need to be little tangible goals. Not huge things that you don't think you can accomplish. So this article was talking about most people don't fail to keep their resolution because of lack of willpower. I don't necessarily, most people don't fail to keep their resolution because of lack of willpower, and I agree. The failure because they fail because they shouldn't have started them on a specific date, January 1st, right? In fact, people don't make changes in their life until they're ready. So if you sit there and say, well, I'm going to do this, and you're not ready to do it, it's not going to happen. If you sit there and say, well, I'm going to do this. I know for myself, after going through this Christmas season, I've enjoyed this tremendously. I do not want to do Christmas season again the way that I just did it. It was wonderful, but it was exhausting, and I felt like the entire season went. I was like, where did it go? Because we were so busy, and then trying to recoup through it and rest and deal with the chronic illness. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that to you guys either. You don't deserve that. You deserve consistency, especially during the holiday season. So I don't want to do that. That was a big lesson to me, going, I'm constantly playing catch up, and I just don't like that. I don't want to do this again. And so that's very true. Our resolutions, a ritual, New Year's Eve resolution often features themes promoted by our peers or social alike, including exercise more, losing weight, saving money, adopting healthy habits for body and mind. We've all heard that, right? We're going to get to the gym. We're going to do this. All of those things we've heard, right? These are vague and sound, achievable at times, but in reality, they're high level in nature that become easy to forget after a few weeks. Well, saving money is a smart undertaking any time of the year. We don't need to wait till New Year's resolution comes around till we would decide to do something. If something isn't working in your life, don't wait to fix it. I don't need to wait until next year going, Mary, didn't you learn anything from this year? We're doing it again. No. Hi, Brazy girl. We're not doing that. I'm not waiting till next year to go through that again. And so they're going, oh, goodness gracious, didn't I learn anything? No. No. If something's not working in your life, does not mean that you need to wait. And I love Brazy Girls. I decided to set 10 goals this year and celebrate when I reach them. Well, if you reach a goal here, I want you to tell me, and I've got Floppy Trophy kind of hidden over there right now. We will pull out, I love to be able to pull out Floppy bunch of times saying, I achieved a goal. Maybe it was doing something consistent today. Maybe it was something you weren't proactive about. Let's raise that trophy as many times this year as we can. And that's where peer support and connection come in. Is by us coming behind you and helping you do that. Oops, I went back on something. Without concrete and tangible steps to outline to achieve the goal. That's a really important fact. Because let's look at this, people. If we go ahead, like Crafty and I, when we did those busted canvases, right? If Crafty and I had just said, oh, well, go out and buy the supplies, we'll just wing it. We planned that. We watched Connection Buddies. Boy, do I love that, Crafty. That is awesome. If you guys, that is genius. Connection Buddies. And that's not a bad idea at all. If we had decided to just wing it, we planned what we were going to do. Now, we didn't tell each other what we were going to do, but we had the basic idea and concept of what we were doing and what we needed, right? If you are going to plan a meal, if we had said, well, we'll just wing whatever we have in the house for Christmas dinner, it would have been an epic fail because we wouldn't have had the supplies needed for the food. So you have to have some plans put in place and a way to get there. I'm not going to get to consistency by just winging it. I'm going to get to consistency by making sure that I can plan it, but also having some wiggle room. Well, Connection Buddies, I think, is great. I think what she means, Brazy, is that she means that in the Lighthouse Beacon, if you need to buddy up with some people to keep, well, it's something that Crafty just came up with. I think it's genius. I'm assuming this is what she's talking about. We have the Lighthouse Beacons on Facebook. So if sound like a good name. If in there you feel like, you know what, I need a connection buddy. I need somebody to become accountable to. Oh, I'm so sorry. Karish, we give you, let's put some ones in the chat, please, for Karish. Get some sleep, hon. We're thinking about you. If you need anything, please reach out to us. We're here to help. What I'm thinking, in the sense of if in the Lighthouse Beacons, if you need to come together with somebody and connect, hey Ace, connect with somebody and have that peer support to be accountable, then that may be a really good connection. And I will go ahead and put a post in the Lighthouse Beacons that if anybody needs a connection buddy, maybe we can figure out how to do that. I think that's a great idea. And I think it's also good maybe if you had a connection buddy right? If we figured out how to do that, just have to be figuring out how to do that. And maybe every couple of months we switched it around and you got a new one. And that would also bring connection. So that's a great idea. We'll just have to figure out how to do it, but there's a way to do it. I love that. Um uh so we have to have an action plan. Um Without an action plan, you're going to gradually lose force and action. With that understanding, no surprise will be left out ourselves off the hook. I think that we need to realize that there's going to be surprises. There's going to be bumps in the road, and we need to deal with those bumps in the road. That's why connection is so important. Uh, if you could attach less of our self-worth to these resolutions, they may be simply be considering interested ritual without indulging ourselves around the first of the year. So this kind of goes to, you know, well, I wanted to do this. Well, I didn't do it. And then what do? We beat ourselves up for it 8 ways to Sunday. Guys, goals are there. If it takes you longer to reach a goal, there is no don't sit here beating yourself up for it. We have to allow ourselves room to have some stretch room and some flexibility and not beat ourselves up, because then those ants that come in. The new year and its resolution makes us feel compelled to make monumental changes. And I think that they're often, hi Rudy, I think they're oftentimes just an epic fail when it happens. Trace the oranges of our annual resolution practices. And it's interesting. Others argue that the practice of goal setting and reforming bad habits around the new year can be traced back 4,000 years, which is amazing to me. Accomplishing your goals. So, despite the widespread annual motivation for goal setting, rate of accomplishing these goals are much lower. One study showed that 80% of those who set resolutions in the first week break them in the second week. The second week of February. The build-up, along with other failed experiments, keep similar goals and can leave them feeling guilty, unmotivated, and overwhelmed. You can't set these huge goals like you're trying to climb Mount Everest. You're going to fail. You've got to set little tiny goals. Doing this, to me, is a big goal, but I can do it in bite-sized pieces if I work. Hi, Shelly Kelly. I work to accomplish that. Participants who set achievable goals are those who have actively working towards something, such as starting a new hobby or developing skills or watching, are 25% more likely to complete their goals as compared to those setting, huge goals, such as cutting sweets or alcohol. The author suggests we should focus on adding to our lives rather than what we want to take quickly. I love this. I absolutely love this. The author suggests we should focus on how to add to our lives rather than what we want to remove quickly or take away. See, if we realize that we can add, it's like, I love my chocolate. I love my sweets. So you know what? I'm not focusing right now. We got stuff in the refrigerator. I'm enjoying that till the end of the year. But at every night when I go to bed and I have my yogurt and my 2 tablespoons or 2 teaspoons of chocolate chips and my little yogurt treat, I don't want to take away my chocolate. I enjoy that. It keeps me full. I don't want to take it away. And I'm not going to take it away. It would be a mistake. But if we realize that we want to add to our lives, Yoda, versus taking things away quickly, you know, that's a huge, it's a huge thing. And I've heard that quote, Shelley Kelly, about we're dealing with a big goal. A friend of mine said, "How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time." Absolutely. Um, but by embracing habits with gradual, healthy change, you can embrace a new form of resolution, investing in your well-being long past the first of the new year. So we've got to think of going past, not sitting there going, okay, let's accomplish this right now. Let's do the whole thing, right? All at once. This is one thing I liked. Try a task list instead. I think that that's a great idea. Trying a task list instead of, um, you know, just throwing it all out there. I think that that's a great idea. Is trying to do a task list, um, instead of throwing goals that sometimes we do not accomplish. Um, so I think that that's a good idea as far as task lists. If we look at it from a different perspective, instead of looking at it from the perspective of the way that the way that we have been so used and ingrained to some degree, the way we have been so used and ingrained to looking at New Year's resolutions. And again, I just, for those new people coming in, I put my aunt's GoFundMe page. We understand if you're not able to contribute, we totally understand. But if you can do nothing else but share it on your social media, that would be greatly appreciated. We're just trying to put, kind of give her a little bit right now to just not have to worry about anything but just living whatever little time she has left. So if you're not able to contribute, if you would just share it on your social media and get it out there, we would really appreciate it, so that the money raised up to this point was for cancer treatment. Now it's just for her to not have to worry about the basic stuff like roof over her head and food, and just let her enjoy the next 5 or 6 months if she's fortunate enough to be here for that. So her birthday's coming up on the 10th. She's got another birthday to go through. Praise God, right? She got one more Christmas with her daughter. Thank you, Lord. So getting back to this. A healthy alternative resolution is setting as an idea of writing the list and realistic tasks for the year ahead. So goals that in concrete terms, so the people that is set up in concrete terms, right, are 50% more likely to feel confident that they will attain their goal, and 32% more likely to feel controlled in their lives. Small victories. If you have accomplished a goal in 2025, I don't care if it's the littlest thing. I walked for 5 minutes today. I drank a bottle of water today. We will keep Floppy here and we will raise the trophy, and I don't care if we have to do it 100 times on a live stream. We want to absolutely, if you have reached a goal that was on your to-do list today or throughout whatever, we're going to lift that up, right? We're going to do that. So again, making small victories in bite-sized achievable tasks, building confidence. So sometimes when you accomplish a goal, right, you've said, I've done it, you feel more accomplished. Crafty and I kind of get that when you do crochet, right? It was like, I finally learned how to do this. Well, then I finally learned how to do this, right? So now I can do this stitch. It doesn't seem so so difficult. And thank you for everybody subbing. Sandy Wendy's doing wonderful job of dropping anybody's links so they can connect. It's so difficult to give up bad habits. Chocolate when you enjoy it. Yes. But Bracy, I do that trick at night and it helps the migraines kind of stay at bay. But I do that because it's a healthy alternative at night before I go to bed. I have my chocolate, I have my little sweet, I have my Greek yogurt with the jello in it. I feel like I'm having dessert. I'm full. It is not tremendous in calories, and I still get a little bit of something. But it does help me uh, to kind of the migraines have died down since I've done the chocolate. So I'm like, it's worth it. I agree with you. I need to give myself something in return for giving something else up. Absolutely. In 2005, hopefully everyone has a great new year. Oh, well, thank you very much, Shelly Kelly. I appreciate it. I put it up. I just thought, nobody had to donate, but if they felt led to, it was appreciated. If not, they could share it on their social media. It would help. I can tell you something, guys. She called me. She didn't call me. She texted me last night. She goes, Mary, I'm scared. She said, I got bills due at first. I don't know where they're going to come from. They've cut her food stamps. She said, if it wasn't for my daughter, I'd be homeless. So she was scared. And a relative of ours donated on her GoFundMe tonight. And so, but God's got it. I just kept saying, Patty, it's okay. We're here for you. We love you. God's got you. Don't worry. He's got you. So yeah, it's going to be hard. And she's having trouble eating now. The cancer has gone into her stomach. And so she doesn't want to eat anymore. So I know when the time comes, whenever that is, you'll all be here for me. And I'm so grateful, but I'm thankful that I could be there last night. I went to church and I said, this morning, everybody looked at me. I had my Elvis-sized cup of coffee and everybody looked at me and said, guys, I'm really tired. And I said, well, I was up for about an hour, about 45 minutes last night, just talking back and forth with her to kind of help calm her down. And people said, you were there for her. And I said, absolutely. And I could sit there and say, she's still here for me to be here for. And that's all that matters, guys. So thank you for anybody that shared it or anybody that's able to donate. I know she will be very appreciative of it. So thank you very much. The task on your list can be minor, as routine as making an overdue appointment with the vet. Other things can be a simple enjoyment, like the last release of a Netflix or visiting a new neighbor's bakery. So if you want to accomplish a goal of something, then you can reward yourself. Like I'm going to start saying, okay, Mary, you want to do this crochet over here that you enjoy? Well, you can't do that until, as long as I'm having a good day, which varies, you can't do that until you've accomplished here. Right? You can't do this until you've done this. And okay, it's been 2 hours. Now you got to do this in order to do more of that. So I totally get that. The point is to focus on fun and meaningful tasks that can be checked off in a sense of accomplishment instead of setting resolutions. Again, it's that hard thing. I've got to set this and I've got to do this. And it's this rigid thing. And for some people, they need that rigid structure. For other people, it ain't this girl. It's not. It never has been. I don't like a schedule. I know it's terrible, but I just I need wiggle room. I feel confined when I'm in a schedule. I just don't like it, the rigid thing. Maybe it was my dad. Now, my dad was an A-type personality. And that's one thing I thought, too, we could talk about next year's different personalities. A-type personality. He was structured. He went and served in the Navy. So, did not want anything to do that, right? And so, maybe you need that if you're that kind of personality. I don't think I'm that kind of personality. I'm not. I do want to get things done, but I want my wiggle room in it, and I'm not. It doesn't have to be set in stone either. Um, so um, putting off accomplishments instead of setting resolutions that may cause you to wallow in negative thoughts or feelings, especially if they're not achieved. At the end of the year, you may find yourself off checking boxes. I love it. I'm the type to, if I say it out loud, I'm now accountable. That's a good one, right? Um, I love it. Uh, it. At the end of the year, you may find yourself checking more boxes than you could ever imagine with a traditional New Year's resolution. I love that. Here's a couple lists. So we're gonna do like a goal list thing instead of a task list, right? I love it. I love it. And you can have as many, but I think we can almost do it or say I think we need to do it in cans. I love that can attitude we had, right? I think that we do it in cans. We do the ones we really want to accomplish this year, the ones we're going to try to accomplish this year, and the ones that if we get to them, they're bonus. If we don't, they're nothing major. Maybe it's learning a new hobby. Maybe it's learning this or that. And if you put them in that, or maybe in, a list in that kind of order, right? Maybe you put in little goals into a bonus jar that you can pull out and say, "Oh, yeah, this is a bonus one. I did all these. I want to do them." Also, give yourself a timeline with extra cushion room. Give yourself some cushion too. But here's a couple tasks. Call a friend instead of texting them. So maybe you have some people you want to connect with a little bit more. So instead of just sitting there going, I'm going to go ahead and text them, call them. Maybe host a small outdoor gathering. Have people over more. Maybe that's a goal that you want to think about accomplishing. Test a new recipe you've been waiting to try. We are going to do that. I haven't figured out yet how we're going to do that, but we are going to do that on here by allowing people to submit their recipes and figuring out how to share it with everybody. So maybe that's something that we can add in on it. Volunteering at a local food bank. Scheduling an annual health appointment for your family or for yourself. Now, I do not like the dentist. I loathe the dentist. I do not like the dentist, but I need to get to the dentist this year. And that's something I've kind of put off with weddings and all that, but I need to get that done. And so we're going to make that happen this year. Even though I really don't want to, but we're going to do it. Printing out family vacations photos that you've stored on your phone. Picking an adhesive emergency bag for your entire family and pets. Mentoring a student right out of school. Donating unused clothing to the Goodwill or a homeless shelter. Cleaning up your email or your unsubscribe from the list you've been clogging up your inbox. That's a good one. You could just be sitting down to look through all the things and go, I don't need that anymore. Well, I can unsubscribe to this one and I can hide this one to that. That's a good one. Taking a mental health day and going on a staycation. That's a good one too. What things can you do in your local town that you can just say, I'm only answering this in an emergency. I'm putting it down and I'm going to just enjoy kind of somebody or just myself, right? Plan a date night with your significant other. Or if you have children, right? Have the dad take out the daughter for dinner. And if the mom, take the son out. It's a great thing to do, right? And if you have more than one child, then you say to your significant other, or maybe if you're a single parent and you don't have that, maybe you have a relative that can watch the other children. Maybe say, I'm going to take one child, right, out every month and do something little. It doesn't have to be big, just something little so they have just time with you. And if you had my sister-in-law has 4 kids, so maybe once a month she could go do a little something every month with that child, and my mother-in-law would watch them, right? Yeah, I don't like doctors either. I don't like doctors I like some doctors, I don't like dentists. Um, you know, uh, uh, she has 4, so would 3 times a year, she'd be taking out that one child and doing something a little special with them. It doesn't have to be big. It can be really, really simple. And it can be easy as, you know what? Grandma's going to take the kids and we're just going to order pizza and watch a movie. It doesn't have to be a huge thing, but that's an idea too. Hi, Alfonso. How you doing, hon? Uh, scheduling a family game night. Every time we've kind of gotten together with the kids, and yes, they're still going to be called kids, right? Um, uh, we've had the kind of thing to say we've kind of played a game, and yeah, I have the white coat syndrome too. Um, how we've played a game with them. We played a game called Planted, I think it was. That was a new one. We played Uno. Schedule a game night. You know, maybe make homemade pizza. Do something fun. Put the phones down. Maybe that's a goal this year for your family to say, once a week or every other week, these phones are going down. We're going to put them aside. Maybe get a little bin. Phones go there, games go out. It's been raining all day here, Alfonso. You know, and you just pull out a game. Maybe you make pizza. Maybe you put little snacks out. Maybe you make subs or something like that, and you have a game night. Take up gardening, photography, or learn to play a new musical instrument, or crochet. Maybe you'll learn that. I'm telling you, I thought Spanx did a wonderful job. And it's a learning curve, and I was sitting there just thinking, you know what, giving you a trophy for trying, and you'll eventually get it. And he enjoyed it. I was so thrilled. But I wanted to sit there going, yeah, you just do this. But I had a ball watching him do it. And good job for Calhoun for giving crochet a try. And I know he's going to do it again and so forth, and he'll get it, and we have great confidence in him. But it was a hoot to watch it. Play a new sport or learn how to ice skate. Well, guys, I ain't doing either one of them. Nope, but maybe you will join a book club, and if you don't have a local one in your town, join an online one. Find a book club. Try a virtual yoga class, or maybe a workout class or something online. Write down one thing you're grateful for every day. I think that in itself is something we should be doing every day. What are we grateful for? Because sometimes when life gets all messy, we forget to look at the simple things we're grateful for. I can tell you today, I was grateful for the fact that I could be there at 1:00 in the morning, even though I knew I had to get up and go to church. And I knew I was going to be tired. I was grateful that at 1:00 in the morning, when I was about ready to go to sleep, my aunt was still there to talk back and forth and help calm her down. Even by text, because she didn't have the energy to get on the phone. And I was grateful that I could be there for her. So if you want to say what I'm grateful for today, that's it. We need to be looking for the things that we're grateful for. I can get up every morning thinking, I'm grateful for each and every one of you. Every day. I didn't mean to say that in the middle of a yawn, but it's the truth, right? So instead of looking past, right, looking at what we have not accomplished in the past, we need to be looking at what we're accomplishing in the future. Okay? So we're not going to look in the past and beat ourselves up for what we didn't do in the past. The past is in the past. There's nothing you can do to change it. We cannot go back and say, well, I wish I could do that. Well, it's already done and over with. What you did a minute ago is gone. You cannot go back and change it. So let's not beat ourselves up for it. We have to look ahead. As the new year comes into view, we are New Year comes into view with invaluably bombarded with resolution pressure. Take a pause, use the time to reflect on the past year, and identify a few accomplishments or moments you have to be grateful for. Allow yourself to feel proud of where you are today. This channel is a perfect example. When my mom and I started it, we did it for basis of connection. We're still doing that. I never thought that in the year I was hoping we would get to the position where we would get monetized. I never thought we were going to get to it. Tommy thought we were going to get there. I didn't think we were going to reach it. But I sat there thinking, well, it may be a possibility. I didn't see it. But this was one thing that I can say my mom and I are extremely proud of. I'm extremely proud of the fact that I put out to do connection. It may be not been in front of this every day, but we did connection and we still have that every day until the 2nd on a consistent basis every solitary day. We did crafts, we put up recipes for you guys, we did jokes, we did the cookie connection. I accomplished, thank you, Brazy. I'm proud of you too. I for myself, I'm proud of the fact that I can look and say, I'm proud of being me. I'm not sitting here going, oh, well, I don't have any friends and nobody wants to be a friend. No, the tape is gone. It decides to creep back every once in a while, but it's gone. And so, I can look at that looking very proud of what I've accomplished. And I wish I could have accomplished other things, but I'm not going to beat myself up. We're going to move forward, not backwards. Ultimately, it's important to remain grateful for all we've accomplished in the last year, to embrace the hope for positive change ahead. Whether it's setting New Year's resolutions or making a list of realistic tasks, or simply rolling into New Year with an open mind, right? Remember to enjoy the little victories and give yourself grace. I'll repeat that one more time. Give yourself grace. I don't think we give ourselves enough grace. In times of disappointment, embracing change, practicing kindness with others. Okay, we're going to repeat that one again. I think it's worth doing. Embracing change and practicing kindness with others is going to kind of roll into our kind of thing we're going to be doing throughout the year. We're going to be putting Christmas in our heart every day. We're going to continue that spirit, like Scott's song had the song about. We're going to continue that all year through, because you're going to hear me talking about it. Embracing change and practicing kindness with others and ourselves will allow you to continue moving forward. The annual season, depression, and loneliness tends to keep behavioral health agencies busy this time of year. So that's really important. It's why we did Christmas Connection why we did so much of it, is because we knew that this time of year was going to be hard for people. And we wanted to make sure, right, that we were going to have those connections happening for you guys. It's why we did the cookie connection. It wasn't just to put out good cookie recipes. We wanted you all to connect. We wanted channels that didn't have content to feel like they could participate and connect. All about the connection. All right, I don't know whether I have a magical topic tonight, but the computer so far seems to be doing on a good spot. Okay. Keep it up, computer. Hi, Rosalind. Hi, Garden, or Catherine. How are you? So that's what we need to do. We have to remember that we've got to put all these goals in tangible pieces. Let's not try to break them off in huge amounts. They're too much. Consistency has consistency is a huge mountain that I feel I'm going to climb, but I've got to figure out a way to do it in piecemeal. And we'll talk about consistency, but we're going to talk about it and how to break it down if you're struggling with that. And I think consistency winds up with procrastination. And sometimes people that procrastinate because they don't want to go forward in whatever it is because they want to make it perfect. And if they do it, it's not going to be perfect. So if I procrastinate, then I don't have to do it because I don't know how to accomplish it because it won't be perfect. And I go back to reminding myself of my own saying when people used to come into the auto mall with new cars and they used to be so furious, especially with me. I had nothing to do with it. I didn't build a dang on car. Oh, this doesn't work. And they get so upset. I said, calm down. We'll fix it. Don't worry about it. They're going to fix it. It's all going to be nice and it's going to be beautiful, right? And I said, it's not going to, no worries. I said, but just realize the person that made your car was a machine. The person that put the machines together were humans. And we are not perfect. If you don't learn from your mistakes, you're bound to repeat them. It doesn't mean that our thick heads up here, right, don't always get it on the first try. I will not, I'm going to frame that. I'm going to do my best to not repeat this Christmas busyness next year. I'm going to do steps to meet towards the goal of having things done, already put together ahead of time so that I'm not in the craziness of Christmas. And that is a goal that I'm going to set too. Will I be perfect at it? No. But I realize that if these ornaments and this decoration has to stay on for a month, because we can always have the disco balls and remind us that we're going to do it. I can change the bows out, kind of like in the disco balls. They may stay up here for a while. Of course, disco ball things are starting to come apart, so they may not. they're starting to have some issues. I'm glad I got some extra packs, but they're starting to have some issues. So some of them may have to go bye-bye. I may have to get some better ones, but anyway. But still at the same point, if these have to stay on here until next year, they're going to stay on here till not next year, or, at the end of the month, till I can get everything together and do it, because it'll be better quality for the channel. So I think that this is a topic we can expand on. I wanted to kind of give you this perspective of looking at it. On the 31st, which is Tuesday, tomorrow is the 30th. Tuesday is the 31st. So we're going to talk about, okay, now that we kind of put our goals together, put our list together, maybe we'll talk about procrastination, I think. A good one for those people that may do that, or maybe we'll go into a little bit of understanding different personalities, right? It's a type A personality and this type of personality, because I think that may be the direction to go in, because I think that understanding different personalities may understand how you need to take those goals and put them. If you were like my dad, he had goals. He had a time thing. This had to be done and this had to be done. Great type A personality when it came to getting things done. And he was just like, unbelievable. Organizing paperwork was not a strong suit. And I'm telling you, it was, oh my goodness. But if he had stuff to do, da, 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 I mean, he was very detail oriented. So maybe we should do talking about different personalities to help you understand how you need to organize your task list to be able to understand how you're going to set those goals. Because I would never set them the way my dad did. Right? He had a to-do list, he checked it off. You're cleaning up my work desk. I mean, literally, when we used to come home from the store, he would take the receipt from the grocery store and go through all of the groceries and make sure that he didn't miss one. No, that's not me. I, but he would do that. But I think that we need to understand. Have a good night, Ace. Thank you for stopping by. I think that we need to understand different personalities to be able to understand how we're going to make the task work for each other. So I think that would be a good thing to do for Tuesday. I don't know what we'll figure out something for tomorrow. I would like to also do understanding about, or do that show on the 31st dedicated to my grandfather, because he left this world in 97 on the 31st. And then we have a show scheduled for 11:30. So if anybody wants to pop on in, I'll have my eggnog. No alcohol. And anybody wants to pop on in and join us on the 11:30 and wish us 4th of July. Bunch of decluttering soon. Wants to join us for an 11:30 show night, and we're just going to stay awake, and maybe I'll open it up to anybody that wants to come on, and come on and celebrate with me. Then we'll go ahead and do that. I think Alfonso has a show scheduled for 9:30 on Monday. So I may do another 8:00 show, so we go rolling into his show in the last one of the year. And then if you haven't checked out Alfonso's channel, then please go ahead and give it a check out. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. And then again, we have a 2:30 show in the afternoon. Then we have an 11:30 show at nighttime. And then we can roll into New Year's together. And maybe we'll put the link in there and people can come on up and do connection and celebrating New Year's. Guys, I'm really sorry for yawning. And then we'll have a show, of course, New Year's Day. And then Thursday is our last scheduled live. And I have decided that Friday and Saturday, if Alfonso has a show Saturday, I probably come on his, but I'm probably taking Friday and Saturday off. I will go back to, I will do a live like I did this morning on our way to church on Sunday. And then I will start kind of figuring out how we're going to run lives from then. But we've pushed and I'm glad I've done it. I'm so glad I did. I don't know how Tommy did. I don't know how he did it. I really don't. I don't. I've enjoyed it tremendously. I just know I can't. I know I can't keep it consistent every day. I wish I could. I can't. And I know that. I know I need my breaks in between. And so, like I said, the way we'll always kind of do our lives is we'll plan them out in the week. And they'll alternate. We'll do different times. And then what we'll do is that if we need to switch those, or if I'm not doing so well, I need to switch them, then we'll switch them. We'll, things like the devotion stuff and everything, those things I'd like to try to be more consistent on. We're going to start doing a daily devotion, guys, or trying to every day. And making sure you guys have your short, go check out some of those jokes. I mean, they're pretty funny. And if you're looking for a good laugh, we have a playlist that says, hashtag blessed laugh or short laugh. If you all need a good thing, you can flip through those and get a good laugh. And they come with songs, and they're there because we need to laugh. Go look at some of the quotes that have been already done. There's a whole one on quotes, a quotes short playlist, and go through and look at some of those quotes. They come out every Monday, and those have been very consistent because I got them in the hopper before Patty came, and it was like after Patty came. Woo. So, and there's going to be a video soon. We opened Patty's ornaments that she bought for us when she was here, and there's a full-time Christmas shop in the Amish country, and she bought us all ornaments, and we opened those. So I thought I'll go ahead and put that together, that whole video together, post it on the YouTubes, and then that way we'll put her GoFundMe page on there too as well. So I hope that helped. I thought that was actually very helpful because I have never liked resolutions. I feel that they're way too restraining, and I feel like I feel like I'm in a box, and then I end up not doing them. So I've got to set some goals. And I think also we can maybe talk tomorrow about, okay, now we've set them. What are ways to get there? Because I think we need the roadmap, right? We've kind of gotten the goals. We've kind of realized that now in our head, but we have to figure out ways to get to the roadmap to accomplish them. So I think that's the roadmap to goals will be tomorrow. And then we'll talk Tuesday about different personalities, because I think that it's important to understand what your personality is to make Trip's personality to be able to understand how to accomplish them, right? Or I think maybe we should flip those. Let's flip them. We're gonna do we'll do personalities tomorrow, because I think that in order to be able to set how you're going to get to them, you've got to understand your personalities. Alfonso, are you going to for sure? I know your scheduled show is tomorrow. We'll probably do it about 8 o'clock, 8 Eastern, the same time. Seems like a really good time for everybody right now. And Brazy Girl is right. It takes support and connection. Absolutely. And if we do that tomorrow about the same time, let's talk about personalities, because I think one type personality is going to approach it very different than another type. So let's go through different types of personalities. Meaning, are you a type A personality? And I can go through those. I'll look up those. And then let's talk about, after we talk about what type of personalities, then we're going to talk about the roadmap to get there. And I think that's good to lead into that. Tuesday's show will be dedicated to my papu, which is my grandfather, and the show for Wednesday. Okay, 7:30 Mountain Time, which is 9:30 my time. So I will redirect after we get done with ours. We'll redirect over to Alfonso's on Monday. On Wednesday, our show will be dedicated to my dad, because that's when he went to heaven. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed tonight. I'm getting off here. Before I get off here, I'm going to go ahead and record. I know this is late and I'm sorry, but we're going to do it. I want to get the quotes that we missed for Saturday Quote Reflections, which are going to be much more on schedule. I have every intention to accomplish that. We're going to do that for November's quotes. And I'm going to sit there tomorrow and do it for December's quotes. And then I'm going to get the recordings done for January. So they're all ready to go. So be looking out for the quotes that we kind of messed over. We're going to do November's. That'll be released tomorrow. December's will be released on Tuesday. And then we'll be all caught up and ready to rock and roll and start those reflection quotes. I really, really, really enjoy taking quotes and looking from a biblical perspective. I really have enjoyed doing that. I'm going to continue to do that. I enjoy it. I find it kind of interesting to do that. My goal is this coming New Year is to learn to be more sensitive to elderly folks comes to safety so I won't be in trouble when I'm out walking. Well, we can help you with that. If it's to encourage you, Alfonso, then we're here to do that. That's what we're always here to do. We're going to take a moment and just thank our members. They do help provide us with a little bit of support in this channel. We have 2 levels for new people coming in. One is just a basic 99 cents. It's a thank you very much. It's just a way of supporting the channel. The other one is the blessed disco balls. We have a saying, a disco ball is made of 100, disco ball is made of broken pieces of glass to put together to make a magical ball of light. You ain't broken, you're a disco ball. So we have a $2.99 membership, and that just means you get videos out first before the other people get them. We are appreciative of everybody. It is never expected. It is, it's always appreciated, but it's never expected. But we just do take a moment and thank our members because they do help provide some extra content.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And yes, we will be doing some Elvis content next year. Yes, we will. You're going to just indulge me and let me do it, but I'm going to be doing it from a fan perspective. You have to join me if you don't want to, but I think we can learn a lot from his life and the people around him. And I hope that by doing it, people will see him more than just someone on stage with a mic. He was an absolutely amazing man that had struggles just like you and me, but I don't want to put him here. I want to put him right here where I think he would want to be. And we can still look at his talent and appreciate his talent and who he was. And so y'all can participate with me if that's one thing that you would like to do, to watch, but we're going to do it. Something I'd like to do and put up there. So anyway, thank you all for joining me. This was a delight tonight, and my computer behaved itself the entire time. I don't know what I did, but keep it up for right now. We are fixing that. It's $100 expense, but we're going to do it because we appreciate you and we want to invest in you all and this channel. So go ahead and be proud of being yourself, everybody, because everyone else is taken. I promise that will be on a merch. In my head, it's coming together, and we will have that on merch soon. Remember, we got you covered. Thank you so much for having us covered. And remember, stay connected, everybody. It is so, so, so important. I love each and every one of you. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow for day 30 of Christmas Connection. Bye, y'all. Let's do this 2025 goals, not New Year's resolutions. Love y'all. Bye-bye.
So proud of being